Hello everybody, and welcome to part 3 of this alternate history scenario. This time we're going to be focusing on the Cold War and post-war effects of this alternate World War II. Now, before we move on to the actual post-war effects, I would like to focus and talk about China real quick, as I didn't really talk about what happened to China. Originally I stated that there would likely be an East and West China, or North and South China. However, upon further consideration, I have completely knocked this out as a scenario. As my friend pointed out to me, that it would be highly unlikely, as the Soviets wouldn't have pushed into Manchuria, creating a possible division. However, a subscriber also pointed out to me that Japan only controlled the eastern parts of China. Here, I'll read you the quote. "The fronts may have changed especially without an American intervention within Europe, but would have changed little if they were so concentrated on Japan. And yes, Japan did control China, but only coastal parts. They had to deal with remaining Chinese army and even warlords. So instead of a division between communist and capitalist, I'm just going to say that when Japan capitulates to the United States, it's going to be either fully occupied by the United States or Chinese nationalists are going to come in. And instead of a People's Republic of China today, we would see a normal, regular China. The government that fled to Taiwan would now control all of de jure China. On to the actual post-war effects. The year is 1949. The war is over. Hitler either committed suicide as in our timeline or was captured and sent to the Nuremberg trials. So, what does this mean for Germany? If the Soviets managed to push and capture the entirety of North Germany, what could happen? Well, if you look throughout history, Germany was usually divided between North and South. This isn't anything new. In our timeline, we divided it East and West, and this was a purely fictional boundary. However, North and South Germany had always had divisions. As the North was dominated by Protestants and controlled by Prussia, the South was usually split between Catholics and was dominated by either Bavaria or Austria. So, what does this mean? A capitalist South and a communist North. Well, it's likely that the same territorial losses would have been met as in our timeline. In fact, I don't see a North and South Germany until 1951, as it would likely be jointly occupied, and no government besides the UN would actually exist there. If you have any ideas of how this could work out, leave them in the comments, as I'm not going to go into actual specifics on what life in the new Germany would be like. I'm just going to give you an idea of what the map may look like. So we're going to have to skip forward a few years until North and South Germany are legitimate governments. The North would likely be the Democratic Republic of North Germany, or Germany, and the South would likely be the Federal Republic of South Germany, or just Germany. The North would likely lose territory to Poland and the USSR, as they did in our timeline, the territory being Silesia, Pomerania, and East Prussia, with Königsberg, later renamed Kaliningrad, going to the Soviet Union. In the German Empire, Bavaria was actually given special rights. It had its own army, own railway, and own postal service, and a bit more autonomy than the other German states. So, a government in South Germany would not be created from scratch, and its capital would likely be Munich. However, in the north, the capital would have likely been Berlin. There would have been no East and West Berlin, and there would have been no Berlin Wall. Instead, it would have just been a normal division, like just two neighboring countries, of course with extreme tension and border guards. There would be those in South Germany who would like to remain independent of North Germany, even if communism fell. Skip forward to, say, 1990, say the Soviet Union falls apart, and North Germany is freed from communist rule. Now, in our timeline, there is a small Bavarian separatist movement. So, in this timeline, say, skip to 1990, if the Soviet Union were to fall, it is entirely unlikely that North and South may remain independent, even if they both become capitalist. Post-Soviet Union collapse, we could see Austria joining South Germany, or South Germany joining Austria. as there are some in Bavaria today who do want to either unify with Austria or have Austria join Germany. Now, I read somewhere that this is actually illegal for Germany and Austria to unite due to the post-World War II and World War I treaties. Anschluss is actually illegal, which is the German word for union. So, what could this mean for this alternate timeline? The Allies, if these two Germanys remain independent of each other, we could see Austria joining South Germany. Well, this would likely not really change much. I mean, some nationalist tendencies may rise in South Germany from that. I don't really see much changing after that. It would likely just be a bit more confusing power dynamic. I see the 21st century continuing on as normal, except with a divided North and South Germany, which are independent but coexist peacefully. Think of it as the relationship as the United States and Canada. The cultures are similar, yet different enough that would allow for an independent state to exist, and further separations between the cultures arrive. I highly doubt we would see 3 different Germanys, North, South, and Austria. Instead, Austria would likely join South Germany and form sort of a confederation of South German states. As the South German states were very different from the North, Bavaria would likely want a confederation so it can keep a lot of its autonomy while still having control over the other states. I was looking through alternate history scenarios, and I managed to find this quote on the subject. I suppose North and South Germany and/or Prussia and Austria are likely choices, even if they have another name. People might call them that for historical reasons, similar to how the Soviet Union was called Russia sometimes during the Cold War. However, a new name might be preferable, since new nations would consist of parts of outside historical Prussia and Austria. The Allies might want to discourage calling them North and South Germany because of what that would imply, an artificially created nation that is waiting reunification. I am looking for historical original names for the new countries that would avoid those concerns. I do feel this is very accurate. South Germany could be called Austria, or the South German Confederation. North Germany could be called Prussia, or, if, as in our timeline, Prussia was abolished as a state, could be called the North German Democratic Republic, or just the German Democratic Republic. I spent a lot of time focused on Germany in this video, while not really talking about the rest of Europe. So, to avoid making a part 4, I'm just going to have to sum Europe up in this quick little synopsis. Europe would likely continue as normal, with the Eastern Bloc being slightly extended in North Germany. I don't really see any changes, perhaps less emphasis on Poland and more emphasis on North Germany. Instead of a Warsaw Pact, it could be the Berlin Pact. Now, what does this mean for the 21st century? We would likely see an independent North and South Germany, likely not going by that name. I could see North Germany going back to the old pre-1871 North German Confederation, and South Germany either going pure Austria or becoming the South German Confederation. However, if they go for the North and South German Confederation, it would likely lead to union and nationalist tendencies, and perhaps even a united Germany with Austria. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I plan on doing another scenario about the planned assassination attempt on Hitler. So stay tuned for that. And thank you all so much for watching.